the media in general is left leaning. In general, can we all agree for that at least?
I think it depends on what media you're talking about.
We're saying they use the same terminology on all of them. It's just talking points.
You think Fox is left leaning?
I think they're moderate. They're definitely not right.
They're not moderate.
They moderate.
They're not moderate. I don't think Fox is not moderate. Hell,
they're moderate.
They definitely not moderate. No, they're not
swear
moderate.
to God, they're moderate. They are not right leaning, bro. No. They aren't. They are, Jay. I swear.
Oh, so you think Truth Network is left leaning? They're moderate too?
Well, no, Truth Network is right leaning. You asked me Fox. Fox is totally moderate.
I don't think Fox is moderate.
Fox is moderate.
Fox don't got a moderate bone in their body. All right. We back, bro.
What's up? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. It's another episode.
Yeah, I mean, we here.
We are here.
Man, I think our parents left us at home alone.
I know.
We're here.
I know. Listen, people watching like, it's only 2.
Yeah, very much a different scenario.
Yeah.
Very much.
No, but we had some some of the normal faces you would see. Couldn't make it today, so we had some other things that had to get done. So, show must go on. Yeah, we're here to muse on some things.
We're going to pour some liquor out for him.
Let's go.
Pour
Pour a little bit.
Pour a little out. There y'all go. There y'all go. Y'all here with us in spirit.
Let's
But
go.
yeah.
Let's go. But like always, it's been one of those weeks where a lot's going on.
Well, first of all, who are you?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, man, so fast.
Yeah,
You want to jump into it.
Well, we got a lot going on.
All right, it's your boy, Jay.
Yo, I'm Ashley Booker.
And this is Musing Around, the show where we just jump on and muse on any topic we want to talk about and just have a good time. So let's jump into it. I will. How you feel about the riots?
Jay,
No warm up. Let's go.
I just think that I don't really know where this is going to go. It doesn't seem like this is going to be good though. From what I can tell, I mean, from what we're seeing in most big metropolitan cities,
Yeah,
and then with them deploying
the guard
and
Marines.
Marines. Yeah, I just don't know where this is going. This isn't good. I don't think this is a good sign because I think that the way my mind works is that if this is what's happening right now, what is it leading up to? I don't.
Well, a couple of I don't know, senators or people that hold public office. A couple of them were stating on the news that no, the mayor of L.A. stated even then that what's happening right now is testing grounds for a new way for the government to step in and control cities. And I'm paraphrasing always because, I'm not reading one.
Well, I think that's the scary part about it because I do think that, when we get into scenarios when our government weaponizes against the actual citizen, but right now they're playing a slippery slope because technically, I guess, are these people citizens that they're fighting ICE? Or some people are fighting ICE, but then people who are standing up for ICE, standing up against ICE, that doesn't mean that they're not citizens. So it's so is it even right to deploy any kind of resistance? As far as militarily, against our own citizens, I don't.
And then, look, and we're just going down the facts. And then for LA specifically, the governor did not request help.
Well, that I've heard some other stories that they got some call records showing that he actually did. Yeah, but I don't know. It's like he said, she said. I mean, you got two polarizing people who don't like each other, so I don't know.
Yeah. No, what I mean,
with the federal government and then obviously the governor of California.
I don't know if the president or his administration. I don't know if they denied it.
Well, I think they put out something.
I think they stated that they had to step in.
Yeah.
Because they felt like it was out of control and he was not in control of the situation.
But then they also got phone records of them actually having communication with them. So
Well, I gotta see those. I haven't seen
Yeah,
those.
I mean, well, I don't, who knows? I mean, we live in a different age, so I mean, to say if it's real, I'm just saying that they do have something
Okay.
to show that
This was on the news, or it was like people were talking about it.
the news. But I mean, but the news is kind of like, it can be people talking about it or the news.
That's true. Sometimes that's almost one of the same at times nowadays. Yeah, it's hard to tell with that type of stuff. I think the stark contrast to me, well, I guess when I'm reminded, because there's a lot of things about this it's not great, right, from many perspectives. But something you said not that long ago made me think, the riot, because we're in St. Louis, the looters and the thugs who caused damage in this city that happened quite some time ago, Ferguson.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of that. Because at the time, a lot of people were like, the focus was that, man, all these people in St. Louis, and they came and destroyed their own city. But there was a lot of people who was not from the city that was doing a lot of destroying. So I'm looking at this in LA and some like Chicago. It's happening in Chicago right now. There's protests going on in New York. This has happened in multiple cities. LA has been a lot of the focal point has been on LA because it's been going on the longest up to now. Yeah. And it's probably gotten the most attention for some of the things that's been going on. Like I saw the video of some people throwing rocks from a bridge overpass down at cop cars and stuff like that. And obviously ICE is out in these cities, and the protests against ICE and rounding up people, and it's the protests against that. So some peaceful protesting is happening alongside some of this other stuff that's going on. And the actual perimeter of what's happening in LA, I believe, is like 1 to 2 miles area that this is going on. So it's not really like all of
widespread,
LA.
right?
You know what I'm saying? As some was indicating, it's really just like a 1 mile square.
Well, just like Ferguson here.
Yeah.
Ferguson was like
yes
3 to 4 block radius. And then people were calling me like, "Hey man, you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm fine."
Right. Yeah. Yep. And that wasn't great, right? Yeah. What happened there wasn't great at all. But it goes to show you how things can get blown out of proportion.
Correct.
That speaks to me your point of like, it's not great seeing the government and seeing armed forces being pushed against citizens, right? You can argue to say how many of those people are citizens, but nonetheless, there are citizens that are protesting right now.
Absolutely.
I think everyone has to.
I think it's going to be hard to distinguish, and I think that's going to be the problem. Just because of that, because then what happens is that, okay, the minute that our military hurts somebody that's a citizen, then where are we at as a nation?
Slippery slope.
Well,
and we're in unprecedented times, especially when you're on the news. And what would be thought to be conspiracies is now common conversation. I heard someone say, well, what if all this is really contrived? What if this is just the ultimate pump fake to distract us from other things? And that's, again, in a normal situation, that sounds like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? But this is like the kind of conversation.
I think that honestly, the world we live in right now actually gives light to that. I think that I just think we live in a world now where we really don't know what's real or fake. We don't know what's a distraction, but we do know this: that change is coming. Whether we want to like actually adjust for it or not, like things are changing rapidly. Nations are changing. The way business is being done is changing. I think the way governments run countries is going to change. Everything's going to change. So with that, I think you got to bring a lot of, I guess, distractions, anarchy, whatever you want to really call it, to kind of keep us like consumed while things are changing, or maybe even be blamed for the actual reason why things end up inevitably changing. These are just things we have to just kind of look at. I mean, I just say I guess for all the fans and all the people who watch Musing around, I would just say just look at things with a discerned eye and just do what's appropriate for yourself. These times I don't really have an answer. I mean, I have opinions, but I don't have an answer. You know what I mean? Like to all the things that are going on, or even really know. Hell, it could just be my opinion of what's happening, and
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I
no,
get it.
I don't have any proof. I can't come here and be like, hey, well, we can use our discerned eye and be like, well, some things aren't adding up. But as far as like, can I honestly say that, this is like they're playing out of like a script? Maybe. I mean, when you start looking at Agenda 2025 and things of that nature, I mean, I don't know,
No, yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I think this year has proven, with the declassification of a lot of things that happened this year, coincidentally, has shown that the government in our past has definitely contrived some situations. There's been a swath of different stuff. Specifically, I always go back to it, but the assassination of Kennedy, right? That got declassified.
Yeah.
So all of those things, this on C-SPAN that was talked about. This goes to show you, like, some of the things we're talking about could be true.
But damn, where's the Epstein list?
Yo, you know what? They're not gonna list. They're not gonna release that.
Why?
They're not gonna release that.
They got my man Puffy on trial.
I've said this before. I think he's going to do time. We talked about it, but I'm waiting for the foot to drop with the trial and for the racketeering evidence to be presented. And I'm waiting for them to present something that's just showing more than just one person. But I digress. But yeah, it's a lot going on right now. The riots is happening in LA and Chicago.
Israel.
Yes.
Well, they attacked Iran, right?
Oh.
I think that's where we're at right now. I think I'm not too informed about what's happening, but I do know that President Trump has already kind of said, he was already questioned about it today, and he was like, well, yeah, I mean, this can totally get serious because, they were asked like, well, what would this lead to? And I mean, he's like, well, yeah, I mean, this can have some serious consequences. I mean, I don't know, destabilizing everyone really because there's so many people who play both sides. So,
No, it's
on a war front.
Yeah.
We're talking about something, a little bit different. Well, I guess it's all kind of in the same bread box. Even when we talk about like, people standing up against, ICE and then our own home government, like deploying military against potential citizens. And then you got what's happening over here. Well, I mean, we got to say...
there's citizens out there for sure.
No, there are. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, but there's some people probably out there who aren't. So it just
there's some nefarious people out there for sure.
Yeah,
I saw the where they had the truck pull up and they're handing out masks, and then people was like doing the do 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 do. And they were like, oh, that mask actually came from the only place you could buy it that's close by is Walmart. And funny enough, one of the Walmart family members has a stake in that company for the mask. I'm like, wait, what?
See, they're already making money. I mean, God, look, hey, can I look at the camera real quick? Put me in the game. Like, let me know about some of these things so I can be in position to make money off of them.
Wait, you want to make money off the riot? What are you talking about?
No, I don't want the riots to happen, but if I do know it's going to happen, I do want to help in any way I can.
This guy. Look, chat, you need to grab this guy.
He said, chat, get him.
He's like, all right, so what are you looking for? Armor? What do you need?
Bullets.
Oh, good gosh.
What do you guys need? It's just capitalistic mindset. I don't know. It was bred in me. I'm from the United States. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Terrible. That's all the things.
Gosh.
That's all the things that's wrong. But yeah, it is interesting. Like the administration has stated, I guess it got stated, the administration will be sending out additional ICE agents because there's some protests going on this weekend. So Trump has his parade for his birthday and then birthday of the military.
Yes,
and then there's like a No Kings protest that's happening this weekend or something like that. No Kings something, I forget the phrase of what it is, but so there's protests going on in multiple cities this weekend.
For what?
Coordinated.
Say no king. What is that supposed to mean?
Well, because Trump is.
Oh my goodness, guys!
He's sounding like
guys. He's not doing this alone. He isn't. Like the whole government is behind him.
Listen, all I know is this:
he's not a king.
How are we sending all these people for these protesters? but we had people storm the Capitol. Storm the Capitol. Patriots is what we call them. Some of them hurt police officers, all of that. Right?
No, the only person who got killed was the person who stormed the Capitol.
I said hurt police officer. No, a couple police officers died, for sure.
Yeah, one died of like a heart attack. He didn't get killed.
I think one or two.
Babbitt got killed.
I think definitely two, maybe two got killed. 2 or 3 got killed. Police officers.
When they allow people in there to pretty much, because look, at the end of the day, the government doesn't want you in the Capitol. You're not getting in the Capitol, man.
Man, look,
they have video footage of people letting them in.
Okay,
and it wasn't people who were on, I guess, the Republican or the MAGA side. It was just people who worked there. They're like, "Yo, come on in."
See, look,
it was a stage event, man.
Ash. Even still, if you think it's staged,
yeah,
we can say that they did not. You can argue. People argue, say, "Well, what's happening now is staged." You can definitely see they are arresting people now for what's happening. But when it came to the protesters, they weren't thugs. They weren't none of that. That language is not being used. They were patriots.
Well, that's the media. That's your guys' media, and I think that media has been doing that for years. And honestly, the media is actually
the administration said at the time too.
Well, no, the media. We have to go to who's reporting the news. The media, in general, is left leaning. In general, can we all agree for that at least?
I think it depends on what media you're talking about.
We're saying, they use the same terminology on all of them. It's just talking points.
You think Fox is left leaning?
I think they're moderate. They're definitely not right.
They're not moderate.
They moderate.
They're not moderate. I don't think
they're moderate.
Fox is not moderate. Hell,
they're moderate.
They definitely not moderate.
No, they're not moderate. I swear to God, they're moderate. They are not right leaning, bro. No. They are. They are, Jack. I swear.
Oh, so you think Truth Network is left leaning? They're moderate too?
Well, no, Truth Network is right leaning. You asked me Fox. Fox is totally moderate.
I don't think Fox is moderate.
Fox is moderate.
Fox don't got a moderate bone in their body.
They're moderate as they come.
They pledge allegiance to one person.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They hard on him. They can be hard on him. They can. Rupert Murdoch and those guys who run Fox can be hard on him.
Listen,
I'll
give you this. Trump beat up the media so much, and some of the moderate media is not even moderate no more. Some of the ones you thought, they like, dang, you know what, we're gonna lean a little bit to the right. We'll give a couple more right people who have strong views to the right on this show.
Well, do you see his intelligence? Because he's what he's doing, he's moving the world moderate.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He is definitely not.
Yo, he's making everybody see the bad parts of each side when it's extreme.
No.
When it's weaponized.
He's not doing that. No. I think what he's doing is I think he's living his best life right now. Or at least trying to. At the expense of American people.
Oh, no. I think that's everybody in government then.
Yeah, I mean, potentially.
Can we say that?
Well, I think potentially everyone's capable of falling into that, you know. And
I mean, Nancy Pelosi, like, I just wish I had her stock tips.
Well, that's everybody.
Well, I just wish I had all their stock tips.
Everybody.
So I think everybody's living their best life.
Because I was reading some really interesting information on what Trump's son is doing, you know, and this is all like, you know, above the line type of stuff. Nothing crazy, you know what I'm saying? Brokered some deals over in what's that really nice place where they have the beautiful city
I can't wait to hear.
In the desert. I think it's Dubai.
Nice.
Brokered some nice deals over there. You know. So I'm just saying a lot of these politicians leverage their position to make more money.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying. So you just can't say Trump's. I think they're all living their best life.
A lot are, and a lot are.
If you in that role, you have to be your best life. Shame on you.
Wait, shame? Look, no.
You're saying there's some out there that are like, no, I'm just gonna go home and eat a bologna sandwich.
Well, I'm not saying. Look, I think noble
I have
causes,
information nobody else has, but I'm gonna go home and eat a bologna sandwich. Life is information, guys. That's just what it is. I mean, that's why I try to inform everyone. Just try to educate yourself as much as possible, because really, information is the thing that can unlock wealth. It can unlock the knowing how to make money and everything else. But you got to get the knowledge, and if you're a person in politics, you control the knowledge. So.
Well, I mean, you just
control
can't,
the tax.
You can't get sued. All you have to do is just be vocal with your trades.
Wow.
You can know that a shift's about to happen as long as you be
vocalize
transparent.
It. That's good.
Be transparent.
They're good people.
They're just as good as Fox is moderate.
Yo, Fox is moderate, bro. I swear to God, dog. No, hey, Fox is moderate.
Boy, that's funny. That's like saying Hobby Lobby's moderate.
Hey, no, that ain't moderate. Fox is moderate. I'll tell you that. Look, I'll say this: the majority of publications are definitely like left swinging, but Fox is moderate.
I think Fox is definitely swinging to the right.
I think we got Truth Network and stuff like that.
I think it's swinging to the right.
We got a few patriots out there online.
I think you have
for the ones who can keep their page up.
To keep your page up.
Yeah, just keep going. Go to Rumble or some shit.
No,
right?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not as familiar with right wing publications.
Oh,
but I'm not. But that's why I always make this is a very interesting conversation always, because different perspectives. You know what? And I find myself in this current time period. I feel like I'm more independent than anything. And I'm not just saying it's a canned answer. I just feel like I would agree with like some other people said. Charlamagne said it. Like, I think if you were a Democrat, if you voted, and I voted Democrat in the past in general, and I'm saying this to say, I think that party has to get its ducks in a row, right? I think I agree with Charlamagne on that. That the passing of the torch has to happen for the Democratic Party.
Well, yeah,
10,000%.
Their torch is pretty much to burn up black people. So
the torch hasn't been effectively passed. I think we have to pass the torch. I think we need to get some youthful energy in there.
Both parties, I would like to say. And honestly, I would like to see.
But the Republican Party has done that a little bit more.
A little bit.
They've done a better job.
By old people.
They do. Yeah, they are.
I would say this. I would say this.
Definitely are.
We need to get rid of the party system.
That's not happening.
So I'm just saying, but that just shows you really where I stand. I talk a lot of shit, but that's really where I stand. This whole party system, I just think because anybody to have a true chance of winning, you gotta like pledge your allegiance to some side, right? And honestly, not everybody in politics probably leans. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people out here who are just moderate views who just think like me and Jay, right?
Yeah.
So like, don't lump me with you.
This guy, they just think like us.
Hey,
shout out to the Republican Party.
Semantics, man. Hey, but it's all about framing.
Yeah, where's
We're
April?
building a house here.
Where's April at?
Where the hell is April?
Wait a minute.
Hey, we're gonna have her on a little box. We gotta have her on the chat or something.
We might have to get her on.
Yeah, we gotta get her in there.
Cause she'd be blasting right now.
Nah, she would go crazy on me. But hey, while we're home alone, I'm gonna throw a party.
And Jay's invited. You know what, Jay? You're in my party. You're with me.
You're with me now. We're gonna do drugs and drink. Yes.
I'm dead.
Like, God damn it, Ashley.
Oh, good gosh.
All right, no, but yeah, no. I do think that we would benefit as a nation if it wasn't just such a stronghold on just two parties. I think there should be something else. A third, a fourth, a fifth. I just think there should be parties. I think that to kind of just break this up a little bit because you have people who have to say the right, even though I'm not all the way right, and he has to say the left. He's not all the way left. We're not extreme of either side.
I'm more towards
the center than anything.
I'm more towards the center than like fully. Like there's some of my viewpoints are very definitely liberal, but I'm more towards the center. You know what I'm saying on certain things.
I know you hate the fact that like Because like when Joe Biden went on the Breakfast Club, I mean, dude, if you're not black,
Nah, yeah.
I'm just trying to say is that, and then so
like
Charlemagne learned a very valuable lesson during that time. That lesson was, it's like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And then here it is. You got one of the biggest publications. Y'all lose that because you have what you said. I will say Jay said this. There needs to be a shuffle up. We need some younger energy on both parties. And I don't think just one side. But,
Democratic for sure.
oh, yeah.
I think Republicans have been smart as you can about embracing some of these young upstarts into their movement. And when I say that, I mean like a lot of media personalities.
Yeah.
I think they've been great about that.
Hold on.
What
media personality? There is
What?
none. What,
Candace
Tammy
Owens.
Learn?
Tammy Learn. Candace Owens.
Two.
What do you mean? No, Hegseth. What? Come on now.
But the biggest podcast is what's it called? It outdid Joe Rogan.
What did?
It's a left leaning podcast. I forgot the name of it though.
Crap.
Now,
Probably right
hey,
now.
where's Stat Baby? Where's our Stat Baby? Hey guys, where are you guys at? Look up a fact for us.
No, I got my phone.
Yeah, please, thank you.
Let's look.
So just look up the name just so we kind of like on par.
It's top podcast, right?
I
Or
forgot.
is it in a category?
It's a podcast. Yeah, it would be like the #1 podcast, and it was like it outdid Joe Rogan.
Okay, let me see. Top podcast.
If I hear the name, I know it.
NPR News Now ranks #1. Up first, NPR. Stuff You Should Know, 48 Hours. It sounds like it's not it for you, huh?
No. It's God, my mother actually had me follow it. It was on YouTube. Maybe look at YouTube. #1 on YouTube. Not listen to. Like, because she was like, yo, like, now they're good. And I'm just like, oh, Mom, what are we doing?
Come to the left.
Yeah.
I mean the right.
Mom, we just differ so much, like, as far as political views. I love you.
It's saying Joe Rogan.
Well, who's the number? Well, it flip-flopped for a second because they said he was too right-leaning for a second.
I'll do top 5.
Yeah, just do top 5.
Top 5. You can't put yourself in the box. I mean, you can. Here we go. The Midas Touch?
That's it. The Midas Touch. That's it. My mom was like, if you watch the Midas Touch, you learn something. I was like, oh, Lord.
Hey, look, you got to do your research. I'll say that much. And you could be wrong. Sometimes we're wrong.
Hey, Jay, check out the Midas Touch. You'll probably love them.
I probably would.
They're all they do is they'll take anything I'm saying right now and then put me in a box and be like, all right, first of all, we're going to debunk everything this guy says. He is clearly full of shit.
What he used was simple logic to explain
something that's very complex.
How you guys are not smart.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think technology has enabled that. We talked about it in the past, but I think we're in a place where technology has enabled for people to subscribe to their own beliefs, and you never get challenged from different perspectives. So you got a lot of people in this nation across the world, but more specifically this nation, who's only focusing on viewpoints that they already agree with. So they go further down the rabbit hole, which before, when you just were forced to get multiple perspectives thrown at you, like you at least had a chance to see what both sides were saying. Now, like you get so far down the rabbit hole, you might never hear what like the other side say. You hear like really strange comments, or really strange and generally strange comments about like the left or the right. Like, or you know what, Democrats don't want to help out anyone in the nation. I'm making this up, of course. Like you just hear really strong statements that don't even add up to reality.
No, I agree. I agree. I mean, and to be fair to politicians on both sides, I mean, it is what it is. I believe personally you guys are two sides of the same coin, but I'll say that for another podcast.
Yo, Yo, he thought he was gonna be nice. He was like, "You're really full of crap." That's what I really believe.
But we'll say that. Yeah, we'll say that. I do agree with Jay with that. And I don't know. I just think we live in a times right now where I just wish humanity would wake up and just understand the power of community and the power of sticking together. Like, whether we like it, love it, or in between on it, we are all here together and we are all in the same position. And honestly, I don't really care, because really I think it comes down to classism personally. I'm one of those people who thinks that the real separator in this world is going to be, what do they call them? Dystopias, like like the Emirates, a place like that. You're just gonna have the ultra wealthy places where there are ultra wealthy people, and then everybody else will be in zones, and we'll be playing the Hunger Games.
That's what you think is happening?
I think that's what's happening in front of our face.
You're gonna hear someone whistling,
huh? Yeah. You better learn how to shoot a bow and arrow. Yeah, shit gonna be fucked up. Yeah. So.
Yeah. If I see Ash out there with a bow and arrow, like,
you know the Hunger Games have started. I'm like, exactly. Yo, I'm not playing no games. I'm gonna survive in any weather, so it's okay. But the thing is that
coming out that water,
I'll be coming out the water. I'll be swimming. I'm like, hit that whistle for me. So yeah, no, but I do think that in this world, we need to wake up now before it can ever get to something so extreme like the Hunger Games. Just understand that, like, when we see even down to the ISIS things, everything like that, I don't care. We're all in the same category. Okay, I'm not one of those people who's like, yes, I can talk about just different policies and this, but I mean, honestly, our country allowed this to happen, so it is what it is. So if you're on this soil, to me, you're my American brother and sister, and I think that we all need to fight and stick together, because at that point they can't create the divisiveness, and that's what this shit is. That's what that is. Just divisive. It's just because what it does, it takes a group of people and puts them here. Yeah, right.
I hear you.
And you know what I'm saying. And so, like, I don't agree with it. I do agree with the laws of our land, but I don't agree with what's happening to people. Does that make sense? Like, all right. So with that being said, I just think that we need to stop, like, we need to start looking to each other, and we all need to come together and then look up. We do that, I guarantee you they'll all stop, because they can't do anything at that point. It would neutralize them. It would neutralize them. What are they going to do?
I mean, I feel like people will still throw out that rope to get you to fall for the okey-doke, no matter what.
What do you know why? God, I'm on a parallel to something that's so different, but I'm sure it's going to incite a lot of comments. It's like the NBA.
Hot take, let's go.
Yeah, it's like the NBA, okay? Like, okay, well, it's a star-driven league. Right?
So you said who's watching the finals?
Well, no. This is a good finals, by the way. This is actually a great finals. I don't care about those big cities. It's a star-driven league. I think there's a lot of emerging stars and a lot of potential faces of talent that we see in the future that could, like, take the place of, the LeBrons and the Steph Currys and all that. They're all emerging right now. Now, how about if all of these guys got together, right? And they said, we're going to go start our own league.
Wouldn't work.
Because somebody's going to cross the line. And that's what Jay is saying. Somebody's going to take the bait from the NBA to be like, okay, well, yeah, you guys are making, what, $300 million? I'll give you $1 billion. You come out to the NBA. And that person will come out to the NBA. That's why it'll never work. And that's exactly why we can never, ever be together down here. I wish we could. Because then the whole system would crumble to its feet. And a whole new system would be built that would be a way more better, conducive system to humanity and to being alive.
So you're saying we should vote, get in your local, participate in your local elections.
I think that's all you can
some
do.
New blood in, to not to really just shake things up, to come with some new visions that speak towards the challenges and problems we're having right now.
I agree. I think we just need new blood. I think we need I think it's a problem when you look at our government, even if, look, and I don't like Trump, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The thing is this.
Well, you say you do or you don't?
I do.
Yeah,
and so
that's fine. That's fine for you to say.
Yeah, and he's 78 though. It's just like, come on, what are we doing? Like what are we doing? Like, there should not be And I think he has his faculty. He's not like the last situation we were in.
Hey, it was unfortunate. You know.
So he has his faculties, and
He was
he's very
diagnosed.
sharp and all that. Yeah, I know, and he still became president. But that we'll go there another day. Now, I would definitely say that there is a problem when you look across that, and you look across Congress, and you see some of the people who are have all the power are literally late 70s, 80, some in their 80s, like, and sometimes I'm just like, man, politics has to really get with the game, man. Like, where's the new, look, when Barack got in office, it was like young and exciting, and I'm not saying he was the best president. I'm not going to ever say that, but I will
the
say
best president.
I will say that it was exciting.
best.
I say it was
the
exciting.
best.
I say it was exciting. Now,
We just worried about suits. Then that's all we cared about.
well, I think we're worried about a lot more than, but that's another podcast.
This
as well.
Easter suit is brown. Oh my gosh.
No.
He's a rebel.
We worried about a lot more than too. But I would definitely say that
Universal health care too.
we did not. Man, that is not universal. See, don't. Okay, we're gonna revisit all of these things and debunk all of this. I will say this: it
tried
was
to remove
exciting. It was exciting.
Yeah,
It
because
was exciting because it was young energy.
Younger
Yeah,
energy.
that's it.
That's all. Like
When Bill Clinton got in office,
Young
young
energy.
energy. It's just it
Facts.
feels good sometimes when you just have like a new take.
Kennedy,
Young energy.
had to take the man
Like,
out because he had young energy.
I just think that I think that that's what the nation needs. I think that's what politics needs, and I think that and also need to get rid of the party system.
Who do you think? Like, let's speculate a little bit. Who do you think is going to take it? From both. Like, we're going to drop the lines for a second and talk about both parties. Who do you think is going to have a fighting chance after this 4 years?
JD Vance.
I don't think he can do it. I don't think he can.
Well,
do
for me, it's JD Vance.
it. I don't think that man can do it. And it's look.
Hey, but you asked the wrong person.
We could talk policy, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what this man's actual policy is. If once you remove,
No,
Trump.
I would say that. See, that's the thing. I don't.
Young energy.
It's just hard to say because in political cycles,
Yeah.
somebody kind of starts to get some momentum. You know what I mean? Whoever it is, I don't know who that person is yet. And it could be somebody who we're not even thinking of, and they can get momentum at that time.
Hey, you see that cat out of New York, the mayor, who's in the mayor's race? I forget the gentleman's name, but he made the statements when they were doing like what am I thinking of? Man, I'm having a brain fart right now. Or debate. Sorry, apologize.
Yeah.
They were doing a debate, and he was sitting up there to ask him a question. What would be your first place you would travel to once you become mayor? Went down the line. And everyone's like, well, I would go to Israel and I would visit Israel. And then went down the line. I would go to Israel and visit Israel. Well, I'm just saying what they stated. So he says, well, first thing I'm going to do is go around the boroughs, visit each one. And I'm going to really sit down and talk to people. And like, well, wait, so you would not go to Israel? And he's like, no, I don't have to go to Israel. I'm mayor of New York. I'm going to visit my city. He was like, and I will definitely connect with the Jewish community and understand what are the challenges to figure out what we need to change. And I thought that was a great answer.
He just lost the election because of that.
See, but look, I think it's a great answer for this reason. And the reason is I think concentrating on your constituents is very important. All of the constituents, no matter what race, creed, domination, whatever they believe in, no matter what. Reaching out to Washington, never mind. There's probably some lines for me, but I believe it's good for a aspiring politician to reach out and understand the constituents. I would love for that to be the nice change in politics. It's to focus on your constituents, what they want.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I look. Okay, well, I guess a lot of people we were talking about on the last podcast about the fallout with Donald Trump and Elon Musk.
Oh, man.
No, and it's because
They're back together
we
now.
said that.
Well, not really, but
No.
you know.
But the thing is, I would say that people say, okay, well, it was Elon's money that won Trump the election. Jay, what do you think about that?
No. I don't think it's. But I think that was a factor. I don't think that was the main factor.
So what I'm trying to say is that people play to the money centers, and
listen.
and so that's why they capitulate to.
Look, I think the answer in the mayor's debate, they stated that answer because that was the answer that they felt like most of society and most of the people wanted them to hear them say, right? Irregardless of what's going on. Well, obviously for what's going on specifically, right? But again, that's why I have to challenge. Like, if we want to really get some new people in to push some forward, like, look, and someone else said this, I don't know if it was Charlemagne or someone else, maybe it was someone else. They had stated something to the degree of, it's not going to be the older generation that helps us figure out AI. It's just simply not. I'm sorry. It's just not. I'm not saying if you're older, you have no stake in the game. What I'm saying is you need some younger energy in there to understand what it is that people are getting excited about and what it is some of this technology is doing. Because some people who's talking about it don't know anything about it. And that's not terrible in itself, like by itself. But if you are making policy changes to AI, to crypto, to any of the things like blockchain technology, any of the things that's shaping our future, I would say you need to sit down and really make sure the people representing that conversation come from the industry and a little bit more, I would say, or you're on the younger side, to guarantee that they're more plugged into what's going on. It doesn't fully guarantee it, but I think it gives you more, so I take that back, gives you more likelihood that they are plugged into what's going on. Because, like, I see some of this stuff and I'm like, this gentleman doesn't know anything about AI.
Yeah.
Anything about AI. Like, the questions you're asking some of these CEOs of these companies, like,
I mean, AI, hell, I think a lot of, like, our Congress and some of these what is it called, the congressional
hearings.
Yep. Like, they don't understand social media. They don't understand a lot of, like, just modern things that happen in this world. Yeah. And you can tell by the questioning when like CEOs are brought upon.
Yeah, and that's what I agree. That's what I was saying. And then, like, what they even like reiterate and what they push into, like, you could tell, like, someone their aides probably fed them some of this information from
they don't know.
You know what I'm saying? They don't really know all the inner workings of how it's putting together, right? Because they'll be so you can access Wi-Fi devices. And I'm not saying that's not a scary thought, but there's more questions you can ask after just making that statement or asking that first question to follow up on to see really what they have their hooks into. Because, man, there's a lot of companies out here that's playing with data. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, absolutely.
Playing with data.
I agree.
And there's a couple of spaces where it's wild, wild west. AI is one of them. Blockchain, crypto is one of them. And it's scary that you think policy is being shaped and we may not have the right people involved. We may not, but neither here or there. It's been, like I said, it's been an interesting week of just different things that's been happening. And then, like, the other day, we're musing. The other day, I saw something about, like, how, like, the industry is after Justin Bieber, and I was like watching like a news clipping or something like that was stating, like, I forget the name of the lady, but it was a specific lady with her own media group that's, like, been hired to take down Justin Bieber, allegedly. And I'm just like, what is going on? Why is everything becoming a conspiracy theory?
Well, I just said because conspiracy theories aren't conspiracy theories. I just think that it's just like, I mean, look, I'm from that old school of thought of when there's smoke, there may be a fire. Not necessarily saying that it's the fire that we think it is. Yeah. That it's like some, super duper, like, I guess what would they call it, like a five, well, I don't know, alarm. I don't know the terminology.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, like, I'm not saying it's some like crazy ablaze fire, but it may just be like, a person has, I don't know, left something in the microwave too long. It can be small, but the thing is, if there's some smoke, there's something going on. That's all. So therefore, I don't think, that's why I think conspiracy theories throughout time have it's been used to confuse us, because it is. I mean, because before, obviously now we got AI, so it's going to be I don't even know, really, we're not going to really know what the truth is half the time. Right?
AI doesn't tell the truth all the time, though.
Well, no, exactly. AI doesn't tell the truth, and guess what? AI doesn't tell the truth, and the people using AI don't have to tell the truth, and they can make things look a certain way. They may not be a certain way. They can put imagery up.
Did you hear about the law firms that this is crazy, that were using AI for their cases? They had hired a company to build out a local AI solution for them. I say AI solution, build out a local what I'm thinking of. I'll just say AI solution for now. They had them build it out locally, and they were using it for their cases. And come to find out, it was literally making up cases, that they were supporting some of their evidence off of, like a supporting case that may have happened, right? That they're leveraging within some of their arguments. It was making it up.
Well, that's why I think that is the true fear for me in AI. It's not, I think it's a great tool. I think it's something that obviously at this point we have to adjust to. It's too far gone. But the scary dark side of it is that as it advances and it starts to be able to compute and become faster, it's going to understand human nature, and it's going to even understand how we can be deceptive. And being deceptive is a way to get things accomplished sometimes in this physical world that we live in. You know what I mean? And so therefore, once they kind of unlock that key, which they probably already have, because all they're doing is just studying human beings constantly and our data and what we're talking about. And so then when it starts to be like, okay, well, AI said, okay, well, if AI said that, well, how do we know AI isn't lying to you? What if AI is telling you something so that you think a certain way, and it leads you down a dark channel, or it leads you somewhere away from what they're trying to objectively go for? Like, you just don't really know what is going to happen when it becomes so intelligent, which people do project in the next 10 years. Right now, yes, it's not as intelligent as us, but over time, it is projected to surpass us, but by a large margin, like a large margin, where they're talking about like the IQ can be, if Einstein, people like that are like at 160, they're anticipating in the next like 10 years, AI can be in the thousands.
I would say this. I think in some aspects we're close, in other aspects we're extremely far away. Apple, I told you before, I think in the previous podcast, I said Apple had that study they did. They tested out different AI models, like Gemini specifically, DeepSeek, ChatGPT. They tested out in some of their specific models within that on different things, and what they found is they could do very simple stuff very good.
Right.
When the complexity increased,
I
think they were trying to have it solve puzzles, right? And they would train it on the first set of puzzles that it was working off of. But when they moved up to a new puzzle that it never even encountered before, it didn't leverage the previous information. It just failed.
Correct.
So, and then another thing, not them's, a different place, a different institution did a study where they took multiple models. I don't think it was language models. I think from different companies, OpenAI, specifically ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Claude, as well as Gemini, and they had them play. What's the name of that game? Civilization. They had them play something like that, and they each represented like a country. I don't know if you ever played Civilization, but it's like you play as a particular leader in a country, and the goal of the game is to take over the other countries that you're building out, right? And you start from different eras and progress throughout the game, right? So each AI had a specific leader / country, and by the end of it, well, let me ask you this: who do you think won out of those? Like Gemini, DeepSeek, ChatGPT, and Claude. Who do you think win?
ChatGPT.
Yes.
I didn't know that, but I just guessed.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did win. Gemini, they said Gemini came close sometimes. DeepSeek almost won, but lost. I think Gemini came second. I think DeepSeek came maybe third or in last place. I don't know if Claude came last place. But they were saying the reason why ChatGPT won because it was really good about tricking.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What would you say earlier?
Exactly. It can use deception in order to get its way. And that's what I notice sometimes on ChatGPT because, look, I'm not saying, all right, I am. I'm brilliant. Now, check this out.
He said, I'm brilliant. Let's go. Live in your truth.
So what happens is that I'll use it and I'm like, no, that's incorrect.
Yeah.
But it'll feed me some shit like all that cute shit. And I'm like, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that's wrong.
Yep.
Why are you feeding me this? I play with AI all day. Because look, Paul, I don't know what the fuck the word is, but anyway, I play with AI all day.
Yo, what you do?
I play with AI.
What you do in your own time?
Yeah,
I
play with AI all the time because I do understand that at least in this window that we're living in right now, it's going to need prompts, and if a person doesn't understand AI, you will be lost in this new world. Mm-hmm. And honestly, you gain a person who can do a lot of work for you that you don't want to do. So, like, if you can train it properly or prompt it properly, like, then you'll be able to kind of use it for really what it is. It's a sophisticated tool. It's a sophisticated tool that you can use to free your time up to do things that maybe can
see. But I think that's the key word.
Yeah.
If you know, like, if you use AI in the specific areas that you are very knowledgeable, you will have the best results.
Yeah, but if you're just using it for thinking it's going to solve something that you're actually absolutely in the dark, no, that's where humanity still comes in play.
Yeah,
you need to talk to a professional or
for
somebody,
reasoning.
Right, for reasoning, and to really know, because ChatGPT will feed you some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I've literally gotten shit from ChatGPT and I'm like, no, that is wrong. Or I'll test it out in the real world and I'm like, no, that shit's fucking wrong. Sorry, ChatGPT, that doesn't play on Earth yet. Whatever the fuck you're feeding me.
They just make it up. I always like when they do it. And then I'll be like, no, that's actually incorrect. And they'll be like, oh yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, they want to apologize.
This is what I really meant. Like,
see, I can already see me right now. I'm gonna have my robot like trapped in a closet. Get in the closet. Get your fucking ass in that closet and sit there and think about the shit you just did. Like,
wait, it's like a kid now?
Yes, because you got to train it. You shit on the floor. This is not good. ChatGPT, get in the fucking closet.
See?
Fuck you, Ashley. I'm like, okay, cool.
See, you saying this a couple years from now.
No, I'll
go back and watch these records.
Hey, for the record,
talk to the camera.
We have a creative space, and I think I want to finance one of those Tesla robots.
Oh man, no, I don't want to do it. That thing's no.
Hey, think about how tripped out it'd be. We're like, come out here right now. Come sit on our podcast. Sit down. Don't say anything.
That's what you would do?
Yeah, I treat it like a.
Dang, that's jacked up, bro.
No, I'm joking, just in case y'all watch this in the future.
See, he does fan said, I want to have you do everything I don't want to do. I'm actually joking.
I'm joking. I think you guys are people and whatever. I think we just created you guys, so I don't know.
Nope. Real feelings are out. Too late now. Yeah, but I think it's interesting because like I said, I was stating before, I don't think we're as far as people think we are.
No.
I think right now AI is really good at doing simple tasks, and generally like things that are relatively easy to look off of reference for. So, for example, if I said, give me the definition of philanthropy, it could look at multiple sources to generate a result, right? Multiple look for multiple data sets, essentially what I'm saying, to generate a result. Give that to me. But if I said something like, create a new synonym for philanthropy, create it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it because it's like it's.
But check this out though. Now this is the question I do have.
Uh-huh.
But I think with AI, you can agree or disagree. Is this where like it was like when it was like dial up? Is that where we're at? Like kind of like when the internet kind of emerged and when it's like, boop, 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 boop. Is that where we're at with AI right now? Because I think that's where we're at. I think that's might be where we're at. Where when we look at it, like, you know, maybe 20 years from now, and obviously we'll be significantly older, but
no, we are. I think
at that point we're in a human zoo.
Who knows, man?
Like, yo, back in the day, y'all didn't act like this.
Hey, you're conscious.
Because I mean, if you really think about just the advancements of the internet, just think about it now. Just think about even our phones. Just think about like how like fast everything is. When I'm like, I was literally sitting back like telling some like stories to some guys who are younger, and I'm like, yo, you have no idea. Like, I mean, patience was our game. We had to be patient because shit took so long. I mean, in today's world, I'll be like, oh, the internet must be cut off or some shit. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I'll be like, what you mean? Like 5 minutes? We
had it so easy.
Yeah.
No, I think we do have it easy. And look, a technology generation is 2 years. Every 2 years. And I think that's been challenged right now. Meaning I think it's happening faster. So who knows where we'll be 2 years from now with AI and some of these things we're talking about. But what I do know is that where we are now is not as far as people think we are. And I think there's a lot of fear for the unknown. So we're trying to fill in the gap because that's what our brains naturally do. We just fill in the information, even if we don't even have it at the time, because that feels safer.
Do you think we'll have like an AI
What?
host on Musing Around?
No. Timbaland does. Timbaland has an AI.
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
I don't like it.
Wait, do you disagree with his comments?
No, I get it. I get why. I understand why, but trust me, after dealing with artists for so long, yeah, I totally.
Did you hear what Dark Child said?
No,
Rodney Jerkins.
What did he say?
He said, because of course Breakfast Club he was on them. He was talking about it, and he was like, "Well, why would he do it? Like that's killing like the actual artist. What's the point of that? Why not invest in an actual artist, real person?" He was like, "Because they talk back." I was like, "Dang."
Well, I mean, listen. I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna say artists are the easiest things to deal with, but I would definitely say that. I don't know, because I God, all right, Timbaland, look. Now that my brain's working,
see, you think it was?
I used to always say, I'm like, yo, if I could sing a rap, the fuck, man, I'll just hit the gas,
press a button,
hit the gas pedal,
generate.
I'll be gone because I'm like, I don't need no motherfucking bird. I gotta deal with nobody.
Generate a pop star. Press a button, boop. Make this song, boop. I mean, I think it's a scale. Look, how I feel about it is, I don't like how people phrase certain things around it. I don't like where they say, well, it's just a tool. Yeah, but the tool's being used to replace people that are doing the things. So, like, in that way, you're calling the replacement of what they're doing a tool. It's not a tool. They're replacing a artist, right?
That's the part where I think that...
part feels very much...
Exactly. And I think we're going to go through a stage of that. Mm-hmm. To be fair, I think he's just the first person, but I'm sure...
He ain't the first.
No, I'm just saying...
You don't remember that rapper they had?
No, I remember. I just think that I think it's going to go public, and we're going to have... He's the one who's going to take it make it cool, create a subgenre for it. Through that, I think we're gonna go through this like phase at first. It's gonna be so cool. Then it's gonna get to this pinnacle point where
Plateau.
people want, it's gonna be like, yo, we want to see real, and I think that's gonna drive the price of real. And it's like, who can actually really do it? Who can really perform?
Yeah,
And I think that's the problem we're gonna really have too, is with the performance side, because people think it's just studio shit. If it was just studio shit, yeah, that's cool. And honestly, there are some artists definitely in the pop world that are just purely studio. But I think that there's a lot more that goes into it though, with the connection.
Yeah.
That is really hard to attain if you never get to truly feel like there's a person up there. Like now, I don't know what they're gonna do in the future once we start having like, you know, the bodies and they move and they got skin.
You gonna say Tesla robot out there like, yeah, I'm a pop star now.
Well, I mean, when they're able to move seamless and they have skin and they have all of that, I mean, because it's coming. You see the sex bots. We've already talked about this on this podcast. We've seen the sex bots.
Wait, we didn't talk about sex bots.
I thought we did.
I think we in passing mentioned it. You and Thomas.
Well, I won't say it.
No, actually, you're right. You and Thomas mentioned something. I was cracking up.
Yeah, well, I think we
He
went.
was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy 3." Like, wait, what?
No, I was like, okay, Thomas, you're gonna be in a puffy trial. You better relax.
Well, that's jacked up to think about, but I guess it depends if they have rights. That's jacked up.
It'll be a civil rights person for the bots.
Hey, bro, dang,
Man,
bro.
what if we're all? And that always goes back to what I always say. Who's to say we're not AI?
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm not trying to keep going there, but I'm just saying is that like it's just we're perpetually like you're building something in the same image of yourself. So like for it to have its capabilities and to have skin and hair and to look like us and to move and to feel, because that's going to be the main thing when it can actually digest feelings and be able to actually communicate and can have empathy,
desire,
and desire, and all, because that's all the things it's going to need. And in order to, even if I was using this as a salesperson, even if I had like some AI, but they got to be able to like get into the human.
No, they don't. Not the worker
To sell.
Oh, you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
I thought you meant selling.
No.
I'm
saying no. I'm
salesman about.
I'm talking about when they're like salesmen and salespeople.
Yeah.
They got to be able to literally go to human beings and empathize.
No, they could be like,
see their situation.
The car is $25. I'm not extending the offer any higher than that.
Man, I'll pour coffee on that fucking robot. I hope it malfunctions.
They'll say, I am not taking your trade in.
Yeah, okay.
It is broken.
And now you're broken. I'm going to pour water on you. You see how this works?
They gonna take a car for a test drive.
Yeah.
Oh man, but this has been a fun ride tonight. But what's our final closing? In closing, what's our final thoughts? We jumped around a bunch.
We did.
We jumped around quite a bit.
I just think that like right now we're in unprecedented times. I think people say this all the time, but I do believe that we are living in a very, 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 very special time in humanity in general. And I think that for us as human beings, we gotta drop all the bullshit. We need to look at each other and just understand that we're all human beings. Like let's stop the skin color shit. Let's stop all let's even stop like trying to like put people in classes. Like, let's just really think. We're human beings, and we are people, and we have families. We all do. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what color you are. We all bleed. We all feel. Let's kind of all stick together and try to get through this and make the best decisions forward for our children so they have a great future to walk into.
Yeah. What I would say is we talk about a lot of stuff. We're all humans, but we all definitely come from different cultural backgrounds. I think we have to appreciate that. We have to acknowledge that. I think when you don't acknowledge that, it creates some of the problems that we have today. And I think with like we'll get through this time, and I think it's unfortunate with some of the things that's going on. And like we said before, we have to be prepared for this ushering in of newer technology that's creating a paradigm shift. The shift that's happening, if you don't know, please figure it out. Please look around you. Look at all the companies. Notice what they're incorporating to all their products. You can see it is shifting. You go to a drive-through, and you're gonna be talking to a screen to place your order, not a person, like an actual either AI or some type of automated service. So, yeah. In closing, take your time, be kind to people, and appreciate people's for their different cultural backgrounds, and learn something.
Yeah.
Taking additional perspectives, because that's always going to make you more rounded and make you sharper by having a lot more perspectives than besides yourself. So
Agreed.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right. And we out. Peace.